Slow down. Right, this video is going to be about the power of slowing down. Just bringing yourself down and grounding yourself and deliberately being a bit slower.
Yeah, because we are always very quick. Because we're usually just so fast in our lives, especially in like a major city, like we live very close to London. So in London, everyone is even all over England, even all over just the majority of the world really. And our minds completely consume us when we're in this rushed state. So if you want to be more at peace, be more at ease, actually live life a bit more fully, then you need to slow it down. Zen teaches this for a reason, because it's beneficial to us. There's no dogma attached to Zen or anything like that, but it's about just slowing down, being deliberate, taking your actions deliberately and wisely, and just getting the most out of each moment.
I know personally for myself, I sometimes talk really fast, or eat really fast, or maybe drive really fast, and I can openly admit that. And I can also experience times when I've really slowed down. So this is from experience on the differences and the power of being able to slow down and what it can do for you. First of all, if you deliberately just walk a little bit slower, walk a bit more calmer, or you brush your teeth with a little bit more mindfulness, you're setting the tone for a mindful day, mindful periods, and it really slows the mind down. You regain control of everything that you're doing, and you're actually living, as opposed to missing everything that you are doing because you're thinking of the future. I don't know where we're trying to go or where we're trying to be. Because all the time that we're thinking, or all the time we're rushing, we're never actually where we are. We're always some fairy tale in the future, and we're never actually where we are.
Yeah, this is the problem. When you start to rush, you start to move a bit quicker, you walk quicker, or drive quicker, or eat quicker, or drink quicker. It's always because in the background, you are trying to be somewhere that you're not. Maybe you've prioritized the future, which you'll never get to, and you've prioritized this, which is why you're rushing towards it. Like, even as simple as pouring a drink, you might want that drink poured a bit quicker than it is. Or if, in my mum's case, she doesn't want the credits at the start of a film because she wants to get straight into the film, because she's got this unease in her where she doesn't have the patience to wait for the film to start.
Hurry up.
Hurry up.
And if you can't even deal with this, just slow down and appreciate what's going on. If you can't deal with something simple like that, as Bill said, throughout your day, it's going to be a very rush-filled day, and you're not going to be present in any of this.
And there's manifestations that will arise from this, like agitation and lack of patience and just a general horrible drooly feeling that's gonna, because you're constantly rushing. And this is, well, the traffic is a good one. Like, people have bad road rage where we live, so if people, like, just the road may be a 30-mile-an-hour zone, but people are doing 40. If you do 35, you're gonna have a car right there because you're going too slow for it.
The car will be parked in your boot.
Because it's not no longer about being in the car and driving somewhere, which is the only place you are. Like, it's about being in the destination, and then when you're in the destination, it's never actually about a destination, it's about where you're going to be next, because people are running away from themselves. We're constantly running away from wherever we are, and it's such a paradox because, you know, like,
You can't escape it.
you can't escape it.
We're running away from the only thing that's permanent, which is ourself. After everything has unraveled, the whole day has unraveled, all the events have unraveled, you've bored yourself of distractions, you're always left with yourself. And people are running away from the present moment because maybe the present moment is a bit dissatisfying, or even if it's not dissatisfying, maybe the future holds something a little bit better, so they're just running towards it constantly. But as you know, the future is just never there. It's always out of reach. You're trying to grasp something which is constantly out of reach, so you need to slow down and just be here.
Yeah,
now.
The future is literally a thought, and that is all that it is. So when you're in that, when you're rushing to get somewhere, and you or even if you're brushing your teeth fast or eating quickly, like, it's because you've identified, subscribed to the thought. So there might be a TV show that's on in half an hour, and you're there like, but it's because it's literally because you're trying to be there instead of being here. But there's a great power in slowing down in terms of really feeling your essence and your body and your being, and brings so much peace and so much more calm to yourself, which is a nice feeling.
Power of now. In order to not be completely consumed by our thoughts, we need to slow down. You need to be much more attentive and honest with yourself, because some of the things we're saying right now might seem a bit far-fetched, but be honest with yourself and observe after this video. So if you're pouring a drink or making some food, or going to the toilet, making a bath, whatever it may be, put 100% attention in it, or observe yourself whilst you're doing it and try and catch yourself out. Because you might be doing it, and all of a sudden, because now you've watched this, you'll be thinking, gosh, I was rushing that. I wasn't pouring the bath, I was already in the kitchen making dinner or something like that. Because even if we're just 20 seconds in the future, we're not in the present moment. We're just running away from it constantly. Another thing would be this is to slow the thoughts and slow the mind, and just slow down in general. Just take that deep breath and just slow down, and then take that relaxed state with you, because if you're not relaxed, that's when you're rushing, you're tight, you're agitated, you're constantly. That's why if you take the breath and slow down and relax, naturally you will find that there's nowhere to be other than where you are. Because we're always, as we've mentioned, just trying to get ahead. But if you accept where you are and don't try and gain 5 seconds on yourself, because by doing all this rushing, all you're doing is gaining such a minuscule amount of time. You've missed out on all of this life throughout your day because you've been consumed by your mind to gain just something so little. And unless you catch it now, you're just going to go through an entire lifetime and just miss your entire life. That's why people, especially when you talk to old people, they're wise in this, because they say, oh, I blinked and I woke up 20 years later. Like, that will happen. That's why now you need to just, all of your attention needs to just be right now.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people even are aware that this dimension exists within them anyway, because for their whole life you've been taught to think, you've been trained in a certain way that makes you, especially in these cultures and societies that West and definitely in the East now, we're just brought up to in this consumerized, gotta be somewhere. We have this thing like, people are saying time is money. Like, what the hell is that about? So now you think that you've got to be somewhere because you could be gaining something. And this is just so embedded in the subconscious. And then so we literally are brought up this way. So this dimension, we're unaware. This dimension exists within us because we've been trained by gain. If I'm over there, I'm going to get something, and that way you miss the point. Completely missed the point.
Yeah, so this is a subconscious thing. We're programmed in a way that we're just constantly diving into the future, which can't be done. We're just constantly trying to grasp something which is at a distance to us. And instead of being where we actually are, we're always trying to grasp that future, which means our mind is always somewhere we're not. So we're never actually participating in the action we're doing. We're always mentally 20 seconds ahead or a day ahead or more. Another thing is when you're constantly in this future mindset, your present moment might be crowded by some agitation and unease. Because you're so quick, it allows these emotions to come in without you being conscious. When you slow down, just slow right down, there's less creeping up of these unwanted emotions and agitation. Because you're in this presence, it's easier for you to just be nice, slow, deliberate, and understand what's going on inside your mind and body. Whereas when you're constantly diving into that future, you're constantly ahead. This agitation, this unease, will creep into your body, which will make you want to get there even more. So you really need to just slow right down and just be here.
Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, slow down.
We love you.
Subscribe.
Press that notification bell, please.